I think you'll find it's no advantage to either side, Bruce.
Peter McKenna bringing us right up to date. Well, gee, Jakovic has really made an impression here. He still doesn't look anything like fit, does he? So we look at the stats to quarter time. We see that free kicks, what a difference there. 16-3, Collingwood Melbourne, can you believe that?
Everything else is fairly level, isn't it? But the free kicks, that's unbelievable. 16-3.
Note there for Birdie saying it couldn't be right.
We're worried about the statistician here, Robbo.
Well, Kevin assures us that it's spot on. So the second quarter about to start here between Collingwood and Melbourne. Melbourne have an advantage of 9 points at the start of the second term. And the first free kick of the second term goes to Melbourne, so it's now 16-4. Jimmy Stynes. Kick straight towards goal. Very effective kick. There's the umpire telling the boys to. You can have everything to say as long as you cut out the bad language, which is fair enough. There's a few youngsters close to the boundary line and they don't need to be taught that sort of thing. Hopgood kicks in towards full forward. Bounces very awkward. Chance for Neitz, gets his foot to the ball. Back goes Watson for Collingwood. Gathers the awkward bouncing ball quite nicely. Handball away to McCartney. McCartney will clear for Collingwood with a lovely long kick. It's a little bit too far. At the back is Russell. Look at Scotty Russell go with the bouncing ball. Gets the hand pass back to Williams. Williams is over the boundary line. And we'll have a throw in at right half forward for Collingwood, about 75 to 80 metres from their goal.
Pretty rough and tough. I think that Martin Pike picked up from Norwood. He looks pretty good across centre half back. Could add a little bit of backbone to the Melbourne defence.
Stynes and Starcevic. Tingay, who was prominent in the opening quarter. Gafer to ground. Lovell to centre half forward. Richardson against the flow gets a free kick with courage. Got to admire Richardson.
Yes, I do too, Bruce. I'm with you, 100%.
He's really made a go of league football after a very quiet start. Morwood working up towards 200 games. And 4 or 5 players over the top in a hurry, so the umpire will take it with Melbourne leading 3-2 to 1-5.
It was just missed there by Robbins, who came through very solidly. But Morwood pretty quiet in that first term. He's only had 1 kick.
Stynes and Starcevic again. Stynes won the tap cleverly. S.Febey's quick kick. Hopgood and Richardson, and out of play. So Melbourne gained about 30 metres, hugging the boundary line. Moncourse there. Neitz to go with him. Moncourse a bit too easy, though. Neitz put a good tackle on him. Tingay, stretch. Oh, well played, Tingay again. A bounce, runs towards the boundary line, now straightens up. Centering kick, gets some distance. Gives the chance for Campbell with a fly. McCartney missed a free kick to Melbourne. To Cuthbertson, who's come on.
Yes, against McCartney there, Bruce.
Gee, he'd remember his debut against Collingwood out at Waverley Park, wouldn't he?
He was brilliant, wasn't he? Have a look at that replay. The tackle when he didn't have the ball there, Cuthbertson. He did spend some time on the half-back line last year. He's lost a bit of confidence, didn't he, on the forward line? And
he played 9 games. He's just pushed that across the front for a behind. Oh, goal! Sorry.
So Melbourne 4-2, lead Collingwood 1-5. The Magpies struggling across half forward. Kerrison gets the kick towards that position. Starcevic, handball away. Turner's kick up towards full forward. Rocker high, too early. Demon defence get back. And S.Febey sees it safely over for a boundary throw-in. Goals for Melbourne. Jakovic has kicked 2, Cuthbertson and Tingay 1 each. And for Collingwood, Damien Houlihan has kicked their only goal. Stynes gets in front of Rocker. Rocker jostling for position. Morwood can't do much with it. Pike is there.
They've got some strength, Robbo, haven't they, across half-back? Martin Pike looks a real goer at centre half-back, and Robbins certainly has a dip playing on the half-back flank.
Ruck contest in the right forward pocket for Collingwood. Starcevic over the top. Russell playing the ball in front of himself. Tries to get the hand pass away. Chopped off there by Matthew Phoebe. Goes in after it again. He's tackled. Did he have the football? Well, maybe not. Now the advantage is with the Demons. Stretch. Bombs away. Kicks it about 40 metres in the air and about 45 metres along the ground. And Krasiska takes the mark just behind the wing for the Magpies. Gavin Krasiska. Not a bad kick. Starcevic, with his hands in front of his face, was paid. A rather dubious mark there by the central umpire. Grinter being told to go back on the mark.
The sun will be a problem here later in the day as it goes down in the sky, because the players at this end of the ground, the end of which Collingwood's kicking at the moment, will be very difficult to take marks for the forwards.
Well, the ball is at centre-half forward for Collingwood. Terrific strong tackle by Pike. Still Melbourne working hard to clear the football. S.Febey rather. Now Tingay is tackled, ridden into the ground there by Houlihan. And Collingwood supporters not too happy, but these free kicks are starting to even up. It's now 17-7, and this free kick is going to Stephen Tingay behind the wing. As we have another look at it, and well, it looked fairly clear and obvious. Damien Houlihan wasn't too happy. And there's a mark. No, not pay. Umpire Cameron saying play on, and the ball over for a boundary throw in at right half forward for Melbourne.
I think he took the mark, Robbo, but he hand passed quickly, and the player there for Melbourne wasn't able to take possession of it in Norrish.
Neats in the ruck with Monkhorst. Lovell, and again out of play. Andy Lovell, 22-year-old. Played 19 games last year, was high in Melbourne's best and fairest. Glenn Lovett winning that. Neats over the top. Here's Richardson. Handball okay to Gaffer. Mr. Stopper to Watson. To Gary Pert look-alike, isn't he? McCartney as he goes out of the back. He's got to be related somewhere. Pike's free kick.
He's giving Shane Morwood a bit of a...
Well, he hasn't had a look in, has he, at the moment, Morwood? His stats are very ordinary. Morwood has only had one kick and one hand pass.
Very short to Stynes, who's continuing to be busy, as you'd expect. Norrish. Back to Stynes. Oh. Slow handball, not good. Clever, though, by Febey to Pike. Backing up was good. Drop punt's a beauty. Gee, that was good play. With penetration and a bit of change of pace. It had been slow motion, and then suddenly Cuthbertson on a lead finds it.
You know, Pike reminds me of Martin Leslie from...
yeah, he runs a bit like him. Similar build, maybe a little heavier. Well, I'm not going to have a guess here if Cuthbertson kicks it close. Here we go. Drop punt, looks good off the boot. It's going straight through.
You want to get on?
Richardson's come on for Morwood as Melbourne 5-2 to 1-5. Cuthbertson with a couple of goals in this quarter. So the Demons going well. Norrish against the flow. Still with Norrish with a bit of pace. His kick didn't have the penetration. Williams cuts it off. Febey with him. That's S.Febey, and puts a reasonable tackle on. Turner missed it. Pike surely giving a free kick away that time. It'll go back to Richardson, who's just come onto the ground. And another young player at Collingwood who kicked a few goals early on. They've had some in the last couple of years. They just haven't been able to find the right man at this stage. But they've got 3 or 4 at around 19-20, and Richardson's one of them. See Watson today playing in defence. Rocker's another one. Houlihan. Richardson from about 50 metres. Drop punt. And he's kicked it behind. So Collingwood at 1-6 to 5-2. Just 2 matches last year. Richardson has Shane Morwood. Slow start for him. He struggled last year, Shane Morwood. He's had a tremendous career. Rohde was the target. Taken off him by Houlihan. Clever. Starcevic sits and waits for it. Gives off a quick handball. Houlihan in the pocket. Brings it back in. Rocker one out. Well played though by Grinter, and he'll get a free kick against Rocker. Looked to be a lot in it, but Grinter short. Rohde. Stephen Febey out of defence. He goes to centre half forward. Sullivan his target.
Yes, a little too high. Set it up for the defenders. But look at Tingay. He's playing well, Stephen Tingay. This could be nearly a goal. It will be now. And it's kicked through by Pickering.
Well, Melbourne has really stretched it here with 3 goals in the second term, 38 to 12. Change coming for Collingwood, with Hassel coming on, and Stynes takes the free kick. Straight down to centre half forward. Oh, Neats a big fly. Really a very good grab. Hassel immediately in the play, and is he given away a behind? He has. Well done Richardson to run it with Sullivan. And Melbourne up to 6-3 to 1-6.
Bernie, would you like to make a comment if I asked you that free kicks were 16-3 at quarter time? Would the umpires know anything about that, and would they try and square the ledger?
I wouldn't think so, Robbo. I wouldn't think they'd...
It's now 18-10.
I wouldn't think they'd have any idea of the count at quarter time.
So it's Melbourne. It's a centre wing. Sullivan caught. Campbell's quick kick doesn't go very far. Tingay, though, who's been outstanding. He's had 11 kicks and 2 handballs. And we're halfway through the second quarter.
Yeah.
It's already...
It's playing on
16-3 and 2-7.
Well, it's interesting. I don't think the umpires deliberately look to see if they can even things up, Robbo. I'm sure they don't.
Stynes was the target. He's still got a chance. Wobbly old one from Stynes, and it's a behind. He'll be disappointed. Out in the full, he'll be disappointed with that. The Brownlow medalist of a couple of seasons ago. But he is getting a few touches, as he always does. 7-3 for Stynes as the interchange bench limber up. And it must be for players who, this Schwartz, who are on the interchange bench, they must be bursting to get out there and show their best in 1993. Here's Gaifer.
Gaifer's kick towards half-back. Attempted punch on by Monkhorst, then by Krasiska. McCartney it was, rather. Now gathered by Stretch. Can't get clear. The tackle was very effective. Down underneath all that, I think, is Michael Pickering. No, it's Robbins. And he's going to be penalised because, according to umpire Cameron, he made no effort to move the ball on, so it will be taken by Russell for Collingwood. He kicks towards half-forward. Punched away by Pike. Picked off by Lovell. Interception was very good by Mark Richardson. His kick. Oh! Well, I don't know whether he marked it, but in sympathy, maybe the umpire has paid it to Turner. And there was quite an evident clash coming up if Jamie Turner had kept going towards goal. He's going to kick from about 47 metres out. It's not a bad kick for length. It hasn't got the accuracy, and it's through 4-1 behind. So the Magpies not having any luck with their attacks on the goal front. They're 1-7. Melbourne are 6-3. The kick in. Now, 50-metre penalty is being paid against Collingwood here. What was that for, Bernie?
Yes, against Rocker. He was too close to the man on the mark. Too close to the goal face, I should say, as the kick-off came. And so it goes back to the 50-metre line against Collingwood.
Rohde. Stretch in the front spot. Neitz was out the back. Turner to Fraser. To Russell, all putting enormous pressure. Well played, though, by Hassel, who's just come on now. Alan Richardson gets it back. Fraser, who debuted in Adelaide against the Crows last year. Handball back to... it's Jim Stynes is off to Russell. Russell's kicked to Houlihan on the lead. Well played, though, by Gilbert. They punch it away.
Yeah, Stynes, he's been replaced by Greg Doyle, a former Dandenong player. He played a pretty good game in last year's grand final, playing for Melbourne Reserves against Essendon.
And he's immediately in the action as he goes against Starcevic. Quick kick by S.Febey. Williams tried to half volley. Tingay, who they're voting for the Brownlow to half-time, he'd get the 3. Monkhorst. McCartney, with some strength, was able to ride a tackle and go to Watson, who goes short to Turner. Norrish is with him. Now Russell at half-forward, round the body, and not good, out on the full. So Collingwood really struggling here at 1-7 to 6-3. Nothing happening up forward for them.
Well, the pressure being applied by the Melbourne players all over the ground, Bruce. Very, very complimentary, the way I see it. I would give 10 out of 10 to Melbourne's discipline so far. And Collingwood, on the other hand, I mean, Severio Rocker just a few minutes ago, standing too close to the 10-metre square when the player's kicking off. I'm sure Lee Matthews will give them a nice old rev at half-time. Melbourne forced the ball up towards full forward. Cuthbertson waiting for the tackle. And he was tackled. Hopgood back to Cuthbertson. Kick it quickly. This time he does. Goes for goal and getting back. Gaifer drops it. Still in the goal square. Gaifer gives away a behind. Well, that's the pressure that they're under all over the field, and Gaifer gives a behind to Melbourne.